What is up, guys? Crypto Bera here with an emergency update as Bitcoin has just broken out of the downtrend on the 1 hour chart and is looking to go back to the higher levels. So I actually opened up a long position at around 112k after I saw the confirmed retest and made a nice 100% gain here. So let's talk about what we can expect in the near future. So obviously on the 1 hour chart we had a downtrend going on and Bitcoin has now broken the downtrend, retested it and went back up, which means that we actually have a confirmed breakout right now. So if we take a look at the resistance levels, we can see that we've actually almost broken through the first major resistance level as well. And for us to continue towards these further higher prices, we actually need to hold this level and not break back down before we can actually continue. So it is very important for us to hold this 116k level, whereas after that we have the big major resistance levels at around 118k and 119k. So don't get too hyped of getting another all-time high because we have some resistance that we have to go through first and hold these levels as well before we actually go and possibly get another all-time high. So one more important thing is of course that we also hold the levels here, because if we break back down and we touch this line again, things won't be looking that good. But for now it actually looks like we're going to be holding this support levels and also moving towards some of the higher price levels. So let's also take a look at the daily chart, because it's very important that we get above this line at a 116k and we don't break down again, because that actually means that we have a confirmed breakdown from this rising wedge, which of course right now means that we're getting higher lows and higher highs, but the lows are actually steeper, meaning that momentum is cooling off and we are actually going to be seeing some downwards movement. So that is what we also saw on the daily, but right now we are bouncing back and touching this line again. So it's very important that we hold this line and don't come down, because that would mean that we have a confirmed breakdown and that we could be looking at levels starting from 108k all the way low to 100. So what we really want to see here is Bitcoin breaking back above this line, even moving sideways, getting some momentum, and of course in the best scenario even breaking above the top line here in the rising wedge to invalidate this pattern. Of course, by then we are looking at 130k levels of Bitcoin. So if this happens, this will definitely be sometime in the future. However, for the short term, we are just looking to get above this line and back into this pattern. So then also looking at the ETF flow tables, we could see that of course the last couple of days we had a lot of outflows, but it looks like they are slowing down right now, with yesterday on the 21st having around 200 million of ETF outflows. So it's very interesting to keep an eye on this for the short term, but it looks like selling pressure is cooling off. Lastly, taking a look at the liquidation heat map, we can see that we swept out a bunch of liquidity to the upside here with this move, and we have little liquidity left up here, but the most liquidity obviously is piling up here at the downsides because of all the longs that have been opened. However, when we zoom out from the 3-day liquidation to the 2-week, we can see that we still have a bunch of liquidity at the 120k level, which of course are a lot of shorts that people have placed when we've moved towards these downwards levels. So it's going to be interesting to see what is happening in the next couple of days, because obviously we're now making the move upwards, potentially grabbing this pocket of liquidity before making another high. And that is also something that we see with the liquidity. Bitcoin often tends to move towards the price where there is the most. So this was the market update of today. Definitely hit the subscribe button. There's a lot of interesting movement coming in the few days as we're moving closer to the end of the bull market, and I'll see you in the next one.